Welcome to JSR Maths Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the class 9 maths, that is of real numbers, and this is of part 3. And previously we have finished the part 1 and part 2 where we have discussed about the synopsis or important concepts which are necessary for the exercise 1. Now we are going to start the exercise 1.1. First exercise we are going to start, that is the first question. In the first bit, first question is that write any three rational numbers. Write any three rational numbers. To answer it, one was aware about the definition of rational numbers. Rational numbers means what? Rational numbers means the numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are belongs to integers and Q should not be equal to 0. And this rational number, set of rational numbers is denoted by Q. That means if you want to answer this question, we need to write any three numbers which are in the form of P by Q or which can be written in the form of P by Q. For that, we can write an infinite number of examples for the three rational numbers. So let me write any of three. So 2 by 5, and if you take 1.25, this is also a rational number. Why? Because it's a terminating decimal number. And you can take a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal is also a rational number. That means 3.6 bar. This is also an example of rational number. That means a number which is in the form of P by Q is a rational number, and every terminating decimal is a rational number, and every non-terminating, repeating decimal is also rational number. So I have taken these three examples for the rational numbers. Now let us see the second problem. First bit, second problem. Explain the rational numbers in your own words. Explain the rational numbers in your own words. That means we need to write a definition regarding the rational numbers. So what is the definition of rational numbers in our own words? Just now I explained about the definition of rational numbers. What is the definition of rational numbers? The numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are belongs to integers and Q is not equal to 0, are said to be as a rational numbers. So this is how to write or else express this rational number in our own words. Even if you want to write in your own words other than this, that would be better, which gives you same sense. Okay, so let us go to the next question. In the next question, second bit, they ask us, give one example to each of the following statements. Give one example to each of the following statements. What is the first question in this? Means they are asking us to give an example for a number which is a rational number which is not an integers. And we all know that integers means what? 0 together with positive numbers, and the negatives of these natural numbers, -1, -2, -3. These all together forms an integer. That means we need to give an example of rational number which is not a natural, it is not an integer. Means we need to give an example of this rational number which is in the form of P by Q. That means a fraction we can give, okay, or else a negative fraction we can give as an example. So I am taking as a number -5 by 7 as an example. Or else you can give a terminating decimal as a 1.2567. It's a terminating decimal. This is also a rational number and it is not an integer. Likewise, we have to give an example. Okay, we can give infinite number of examples which are rational numbers which not an integers. Okay, so and let us see the second bit, second one. A whole number which is not a natural number. We need to give an example of whole number which is not a natural number. For that, one must be aware about natural numbers. Natural numbers means what? All the counting numbers are said to be as natural numbers. And whole numbers means what? Whole numbers means what? 0 together with its natural numbers. 0 together with its natural numbers forms an whole numbers. Now, if you observe these two sets, and we can observe that 0 is the only one whole number which is not a natural number, because all whole numbers except 0, all other whole numbers are natural number, and we are asked to give a whole number. We are asked to give an example of whole number which is not a natural number, means 0 is the only one whole number. You can write the answer as 0 is the only one whole number which is not a natural number, And let us see the third question. Okay, in this third question, if you observe the third question is that, and we are asked to give an example of an integer which is not a whole number. Let me write this whole numbers. Whole numbers means just now we discussed that 0 together with its natural numbers, this forms an whole numbers, and integers means what? 0, natural numbers, and negatives of natural numbers, that means -1, -2, -3, and so on. Okay, this is about a set of integers. Now, what we are asked to write? We are asked to write an example of integer which is not a whole number. Then, if you observe these integers, these all becomes an whole numbers. That means, if you write these positive integers and 0 together this positive integer forms a whole number. Now, other than this part, what are the integers? That means negative numbers. That means, to give an example of an integer which is not a whole number, it's enough to give an negative integer as an answer. So, you can give any negative integer as an answer. So, I am taking as a -20. Okay, so this is an example. You can give -5, or you can give -6, or else you can choose for any your lucky number. Okay, but that must be a negative integer itself. So, you are not supposed to take it as a -5/6 as an answer for this. Why? Because -5/6 is a negative number. Everybody will accept that. But this is not an integer. Okay, so we are asked to give an example of integer only. So you need to take a negative of any natural number as an answer. Okay, now let us see the fourth question on this. Second bit, fourth question. In this question, we are asked to write an example of a number which is a natural number and whole number, integer, and a rational number. Means we need to give only one number as an example for this, and that should be as a natural number and whole number and integer. That means if that should be a natural number, means that should be a counting number. If you take any counting number 25, I am taking this number as a 25. Excuse me, let me write it clearly. So, if I take the number 25, which is belongs to a natural number, and this 25 is also belongs to a whole number, this is also an integer, and which is also an rational number. That means you can give an example of any natural number. If you take any natural number, that would be a natural number, whole number, integer, as well as rational number. Okay, so let us see the fifth question. In the fifth question, they are asked to give an example of a number which is an integer but not a natural number. Which is an integer, which is and not a natural number. Let us write a set of natural numbers first. Set of natural numbers means just now we discussed that all counting numbers are set with what? Natural numbers. And integers I or z. So integers means what number? So all the negative of natural numbers, 0, and positives of natural numbers. Now we are asked to give an example of an integer which is not a natural number. Which is not a natural number means these are the natural numbers. That means if you remove these positive integers, then these all negative 0 together with the negative integers. Any one of these as an answer. So I am taking as an minus 3 is the answer, or else you can take 0 as an answer. 0 is belongs to an integer and which is not belongs to a natural number, which is not a natural number. Even minus 3 also belongs to an integer which is not a natural number. So this is how to answer the second question. Okay. Now let us see the third question. Third question is that find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. In the third question, we are asked to find the 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. So, how many we need to insert? How many we need to write? 5. And in the previous class, that means in the part 2, we have discussed that how to write a number of rational numbers between 2 given rational numbers. So, let us recall that concept. So, for that, what we are asked to find out? They are asked us to find out 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. Na? So, what is the successor of 5? That means 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay. So, if you want to insert or else if you want to write 5 rational numbers between any 2 rational numbers, then that 2 rational numbers has to be multiplied by 6 by 6. So, that means we need to multiply 1 and 2 by 6 by 6. And multiplying any number by 6 by 6. 6 by 6 means what? Nothing but 1 only. That means if you multiply any number by 1, then the result will not be changed. That means value of that number will not be changed. By using that concept, I am multiplying this 1 by 6 by 6, and same manner I am going to multiply this 2 by 6 by 6. So 2 means 2 by 1, 1 means 1 by 1. Now we know that how to do the product of two fractions, that is of numerator into numerator by denominator into denominator. That means 1 into 6 is 6 1s are 6 by 6, and if you take 2 6 are 12 by 6. Now these two becomes like fractions. These two becomes like fractions. See, if you observe this 6 by 6 and 12 by 6. Both are having same denominator and 6. So, these two can be said by as an like fractions. Once you make them into like fractions, then afterwards we need to compare, or else we need to see the gap between the numerators or not. What is the numerator of first fraction? That is 6. Numerator of second fraction is 12. So, do we have any gap between them? Gap in the sense, can we write any natural number between 6 and 12? Means, yes, we can write the natural numbers between 6 and 7, 6 and 12, as 7 is a natural number which lies between this, and 8 is a natural number which lies between 6 and 12, and 9 is a natural number, 10 is a natural number, and 11 is a natural number. These are the 5 natural numbers which lies between 6 and 12. In the same manner, if you want to insert a rational numbers between 6 by 6 and 12 by 6, now we need to take these numbers with the denominator 6. That's enough. So that you are going to get the answer. So here 6 by 6 is less than. If you take less than sign between this, then this will be answer. So what are the rational numbers which lies between this 1 by 1 comma 2 is 7 by 6, 6, 8 by 6, 9 by 6, 10 by 6 and 11 by 6. These are the 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. So, let me write that. Therefore 7 by 6, 8 by 6, 9 by 6, 10 by 6, 11 by 6 are the 5 rational numbers. 5 rationals between 1 and 2. So, do we have these 5 only, or do we have more than that? Means there are infinitely many rational numbers between 2 given rational numbers. That means if you take A is a rational number and B is a rational number, and between these 2 rational numbers there are infinitely many rational numbers. In the same manner, between 1 and 2 there are infinitely many rational numbers. In that 5 I wrote here. Any of them I wrote. So, we have infinitely many there. So, if you want same problem, you can do in another methods, and you may get a different type of fractions you may get. So, don't worry. but that values must be lies between 1 and 2. Okay, so next let us go to the fourth problem, today's last problem. In this video we are going to discuss first four problems of your exercise 1. So in this fourth problem, if you observe this question, insert three rational numbers between 2 by 3 and 3 by 5. Insert three rational numbers between 2 by 3 and 3 by 5. So this problem I am going to explain in two methods. Okay, so which we have discussed already. One of the method we have discussed that converting them into like fractions in the part 2, and next method is that mean method. That method we need to discuss. So as I said to you that mean method I am going to explain the next video. So this is the next video for the part 2. So in this we are going to discuss about how to insert rational numbers by using mean method. That is also we'll see. So let me explain our first method. Method 1. What is our method 1 says that if you want to insert rational numbers between these two, firstly write a given rational numbers 2 by 3 and 3 by 5 and compare them. So how to compare them means just to do the cross multiplication. So 2 5s and 3 3s. What you are going to get means 10 and 9. That means which is greater than 10 is greater. That means 2 by 3 is greater than 3 by 5. So if they are in descending order, that means if you write 2 by 3 and 3 by 5, so this is a greater one, this is a smaller one. If that means these are in the descending order. If they are in descending order, we need to write them in ascending order. So to write them in ascending order, firstly let me rearrange these numbers as 3 by 5 and 2 by 3. Okay. So first step is that we need to write them in ascending order. Then afterwards what we need to do, we need to make these fractions with the same denominator. That means we need to make these rational numbers with the common denominator. For that what we need to take? We need to take the LCM of 3 and 5. That is of 15. So that means we need to make each fraction as a 15 as a denominator. So for that what we need to do, we need to divide this if you observe this denominator of first fraction is 5. So to make this 5 as a 15, you need to multiply it by 3. So numerator also should be multiplied by 3. And if you take 2 by 3 and denominator is 3. So to make this 3 as a 15, you need to multiply this by 5. So numerator also should be multiplied by 5. So 3 3s are 9 by 15 and 10 by 15. Now our first step is completed and we made them into like fractions. After making them into rational numbers which are of the same denominator, you need to observe the numerators. What are the numerators? 9 and 10. So do we have any natural numbers between these two? Means there is no natural numbers which lies between 9 and 10. That means if there is no natural numbers between 9 and 10, then we can say that there is no gap between these numerators. As we don't have any gap between these numerators, then you need to observe the question once. Now we are asked to insert three rational numbers. So if there is no gap between the numerators, you need to take the 3 plus 1. That means successor of 3. That is 4. That means each rational number should be multiplied by 4 by 4. So let me multiply this 9 by 15 into 4 by 4. Why are we doing so? Means on doing so, we are going to get a like fractions of the two given fractions where you can get the gap between the numerators as 3. So for that what you can see, 9, if you multiply this first fraction by 4 by 4, first fraction can be written as 36 by 60 and second fraction can be written as 40 by 60. Now if you observe the numerators, 36 and 40, what are the natural numbers which lies between this 36 and 40? Means 37, 38, 39. These are the three natural numbers which lies between them. So if you want to write three rational numbers between 36 by 60 and 40 by 60, we can write these three numbers with the denominator 60 so that you get the answer. So, rational numbers. Three rational numbers between 36 by 60 and 40 by 60, which is equal to R 37 by 60 and 38 by 60 and 39 by 60. Okay, this is how to solve this problem by using method 1. Now, let us see this same problem by using mean method, which is of very important method. So, for that, let me write the same question again. Fourth question is, in this question, we are asked to find three rational numbers. Find the three rational numbers between 2 by 3 and 3 by 5. So, we need to follow this mean method. So, what method we are going to do? Mean method. So, before going to follow this method, one must aware about one important concept. What is that? Means, if A and B are two rational numbers, if A and B are two rational numbers, and A is less than B, then average is also called as a mean of A and B, that is of half of average means what? Sum of observations by number of observations. What is the average of A and B? A plus B by 2. That is only I am writing as an half of A plus B. This value is lies between A and B. What does it mean? Means between A and B two rational numbers where A is less than B, then average of this A and B is always lies between A and B. This is a formula which we are going to apply. So, by using this method, this formula, we are going to solve this problem. So, for that, let me write the given numbers as is 2 by 3. See, here these two numbers are in descending order. Just now we discussed that 2 by 3 is greater than 3 by 5. So, let me arrange these numbers as a 3 by 5 and 2 by 3. So, I am writing as a 3 by 5 and 2 by 3. So, and let us insert a rational number. Okay. How to insert a rational number? Means by using this mean method. So, on inserting mean between 3 by 5 and 2 by 3, we get a rational number. Okay. So, let me insert that number. It means between 3 by 5 and 2 by 3. What number will be? Average of this. Average means what? Half of 3 by 5 plus 2 by 3. So, these numbers will rise. So, if you observe this 3 by 5 plus 2 by 3, you need to add them. So, these two are unlike fractions. So, LCM is 15. So, on doing cross multiplication, 9 plus 10, 19 by 15. That means sum of this is equal to 19 by 15. So, 3 by 5 is less than 1 by 2 into 19 by 15 is less than 2 by 3. Now, on multiplying this, you will get as an 3 by 5 is less than 1 into 19. 19 by 2 into 15, that is of 30, is less than 2 by 3. That means we got a rational number which lies between 3 by 5 and 2 by 3. Now, what we need to do? We need to insert a 3, but we have got only 1. So, for that case, what we need to do? in the next step, what we are going to do is, we are going to insert two rational numbers at once. That means one rational number which lies between 3 by 5 and 19 by 30, and other rational number between 19 by 30 and 2 by 3. So, as of now, let me write this answer, whatever we got. We got this answer as a 3 by 5 is less than 19 by 30 and less than 2 by 3. Now what we are going to do? We are going to insert two rational numbers at once. So, on inserting, a rational between 3 by 5 and 19 by 30 and a rational number between 19 by 30 and 2 by 3. We get further two rational numbers. So what is a rational number which lies between 3 by 5 and 19 by 30? Means between 3 by 5 and 19 by 30. What number will be? Their average will be. What is the mean of them? Half of 3 by 5 plus 19 by 30 will lies between these two. And between 19 by 30 and 2 by 3, what number will be? Average of these. Means average of 19 by 30 and 2 by 3 will lies between these two. So, on doing this, you can write it as an 3 by 5 less than, if you take LCM will be 30, half of 30 is an LCM. So, this to make this 5 as a 30 multiplied by 6. So, 6 3 are 18 plus 19 is less than 19 by 30 is less than half of LCM of 3 and 30 is 30. Now 19 plus, to make this 3 and 30 multiplied by 10. So 10 to the 20 is less than 2 by 3. Now on doing this, we will get it as 3 by 5 is less than, on adding this, we will get 37. 37 into 1, 37 by 2 into 30, that is of 60 is less than 19 by 60, 19 by 30 less than, this you will get as 39 by 60 is less than 2 by 3. That means, what are the rational numbers which lies between these two? Means, these are the rational numbers. What are that? 37 by 60, 19 by 30 and 39 by 60. And in the previous, in the method 1 also we got the same answer as 37 by 60 and 38 by 60 and 39 by 60 we got. But what numbers we got now? 37 by 60, 19 by 30 and 39 by 60 we got. Do you observe any differences? There is no differences. If you observe this second one can be simplified, or else you can multiply this by 2 by 2 so that you will get 38 by 60. That means in both manner we get the same answer. But this method is said as mean method. Why? Because we have used a mean formula. So this is called the mean method. Okay. So this is how to use of a mean method on inserting the rational numbers between the two given rational numbers. Okay. So in the next video, we will go with the remaining 4 problems. Okay, remaining problems of exercise 1 we will discuss in the next video. Thank you, students.